It's a beautiful and chilly day in Clemson, South Carolina for today's softball matchup between the Virginia Cavaliers and the Clemson Tigers. Second game of this series and the second ACC game for both schools. Mark Childress here with Sable Lee. Sable, we've got a fantastic matchup on the mound today.
Yes, we do. So these Clemson hitters are going to see a familiar face in Grace. And also the UVA hitters are going to see Logan Kamel today, and it's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, I think it is going to be a great matchup on the mound, and both hit rounds of batters they've got some stuff to work on today, right?
Yes.
With these difficult pitchers.
Yeah.
Both of them freshmen, both of them very solid so far this season. Hey, let's take a look at the Virginia Cavaliers starting lineup, and we'll see what they can do against Logan Kamel. You've got Savannah Avila at the top of the lineup. Donna Friedman leads the team in average and in RBIs, batting cleanup. Keep your eye on Bailey Winscott down at the bottom of the lineup as well. She is a speedster for sure. 6 of 6 on the season in stolen bases. Head coach Joe Harden in her 4th season for the Cavs. And you see the Clemson Tigers defensive lineup. Kamel on the mound, Hyatt behind the plate, and the big hero Valerie Cagle from last night's game. We'll be talking about her today. She is out in center field. Logan Kamel on the mound for the Tigers. First time she has appeared in this series, has had a fantastic season. She's been a big part of a lot of the historic moments in the season. We'll be touching on that in the broadcast as well. And Stable, you see your stats right there. She's having a great year.
Absolutely. Logan Kamel, it's imperative for her to come out, show her stuff, and we'll see what she does today. She mostly stays up and down, and she also has a pretty effective changeup, so it'll be good for Clemson defense for her to show up, and we'll see what UVA hitters do.
Savannah Avila, sophomore from Phoenix, Arizona, digging in, takes ball 1. It's the second pitch, straight away to center field. Valerie Cagle, who I just talked about, drags it in, out number 1 in the top of the first.
Great job there. UVA hitters showing that they are coming ready to hit, coming out and swinging at the first pitch there.
And if you're Kamel on the mound, right, getting the first couple of outs, hopefully in an easy fashion, you can get yourself in a groove.
Yes, absolutely. It's very important coming out and setting the tone, getting a rhythm. The defense needs her to show up, pump the strike zone just as she did there so they can get a rhythm. It's good that Goodwin's back at shortstop so they can get their heartbeat going today.
Tori Gilbert, designated player from Mechanicsville, Virginia. Facing an 0-1 count. A little high and outside, 1-1. Game 2 of the series, Tigers won with a dramatic walk-off home run in Game 1 last night, 8-7. It really was crazy how important it was for these pitchers to get ahead in the count early, and what a difference that made throughout the ball game. And you see Logan falls behind 2-1 here.
Yes, absolutely. In a game where hitters are really showing up and hitting the ball and bringing runners in when it matters. Each team last night showed that it's going to be really important for the pitching staff to really pump the zone and get quick and nice outs today.
Fouled away, 2-2. ACC season underway now for both schools. Game 1 of the series, of course, last night. Game 2 today. Game 3 will be tomorrow at noon. Both of these teams would like to start conference play by winning that first series. Pitch from Kamel is high, full count. So you mentioned when we talked at the start, Virginia using 3 pitchers yesterday, including Molly Grube, who the Tigers will get to see again tonight. They haven't seen Kamel yet. This is the first time. Right down the middle, strike 3 for her first strikeout of the game.
Yes, great job by Kamel making a statement here in the top of the first. She knows she needs to spot the ball right here, right on that outside corner, and great job by Kamel there making a statement here at the top of the first. Great pitch.
Logan Kamel threw the first pitch in program history earlier this year. Tries for the off-speed, goes high, 1-0. She also threw a no-hitter earlier this season against Western Carolina as Katie Goldberg from down in Atlanta digs in. Trying to put the ball in play here, see if they can get a base runner in the top of the first. Fouled away, 1-1.
Yeah, it's really important going back to setting a statement here at the top of the first inning. strikeouts are great, but when your pitcher can go ahead and record a backwards K, that gives you just a little extra boost of energy. So great job by K-Mall.
High again for K-Mall, 2-1. Looks like K-Mall hasn't been missing much, but when she's missing high so far. I know that's something that she wants to correct.
Yes.
Losing it down in the dirt is one thing. You don't want to leave one up in the high part of the strike zone.
Absolutely not. You don't want to leave it up there so the batters just keep their hands high and can poke it and hopefully that it doesn't go over the fence, but she wants to find that low zone here. Here you can see it's right at the letters, so we'll see if she can find it down in the zone here for today.
2-2. Popped up, grabbed by the shortstop. And that is a 1-2-3 inning as Goodwin drags it in. Logan K-Mall gets things started in perfect fashion for the Tigers. We head to the bottom of the first. No score. Going to the bottom of the first inning, you see the Clemson Tigers starting lineup. Valerie Cagle batting third off a monster night last night where she went 4 for 5. Aaliyah Logaleo had a big double last night as well. She'll be playing right field there, and you see her batting sixth. John Rittman in his first season coaching Clemson Tigers, but of course a legend in the softball world, has been out here for a long time. You see how the Cavaliers are lined up defensively. Covington in center field, their best defender. She's got a fantastic glove out there, catches just about anything hit at her. Of course, you got Molly Grube on the mound and Friedman behind the plates. Grube settles in to throw her first pitch of the night, or the day. A little bit outside, 1-0. So, Sable, you mentioned earlier, we saw Molly Grube last night. Freshman, came on late in the ball game. She's had fantastic statistics so far this season.
Yes, she has, and I'm sure she went back to the hotel and thought about that last pitch last night, but it's going to be really important for her to set the tone today and command the mound. The Clemson hitters have seen her a little bit, so it's going to be really important that she has her good stuff today.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. The final pitch that Grube threw last night was a walk-off home run in the ball game. And coming back, you want to get back on the horse, as they say, right, and get right back in there. But it's got to be a challenge when your last memory from the night before is a bad one.
It is a challenge, but it's really important to remember that this is a long season. This is our first ACC conference matchup of the season. I'm sure she's going to be put back on the mound just as she is today by Coach Joe there. So it's going to be really important for her to just come out and really flip the switch and go to the next play.
Tammy Pereira on a 1-1 pitch. Hits one down the right field line, and it falls in for a single. She is on first base as the Tigers try to get things going here in the bottom of the first, and a nice piece of hitting here from Pereira.
Absolutely. Pereira does not try to do too much with this ball. She knows her job is to get on base and really trust her teammate and pass the bat. It's a great job.
Pereira's got a couple of stolen bases on the season. I don't think we'll see too much craziness here early in the ball game as these two teams trying to feel each other out. Junior Grace Matamore digs in. She had a single, a double, and 2 RBIs last night. Ball 1. Molly Grube, the freshman, trying to do what Logan K-Mall did. Logan breezed through the top of the first. She'd like to find her way through and navigate the bottom of the first.
Yeah, it's really important for her to really pump the zone, trust her defense, get quick outs, just as we talked about there.
Matamore hits one off the end of the bat. The play will be at first. That's one out, but she does advance. Pereira down to second base. Valerie Cagle now will be coming up, and a pretty big moment for Valerie last night, I think, is an understatement. This 3-0 count, walk-off home run in the bottom of the 7th for the Tigers to win it 8-7, the first walk-off at home in school history. What a moment last night. Yeah,
what a statement last night. Both teams were battling back and forth. I know it was a very entertaining night for the fans, and what a way for Cagle to end it on that fashion and really elevated the Clemson community here.
So we talked about Grube trying to get over what happened last night. Yes. Now she's seeing Valerie Cagle in the top of the first inning with a runner in scoring position. First one's in the dirt there.
Yes, I'm sure that she's been waiting for this moment to redeem herself, and as a pitcher and a pitcher mentality, you live for this to get back and get another chance at her. So
outside again, ball 2. Valerie Cagle upping her batting average to 388 on the season so far. She just hit her 7th home run. She's second in the ACC behind her teammate who's on deck, Marissa Gombarda.
Yes, this is the meat of the lineup for Clemson, and Cagle is one of the most talented and all-around athletes I've seen in a long time. I did a short amount of coaching, and while I was recruiting, I remember seeing her in high school, and she is just an all-around athlete. You'll see here, it's down in the zone. That's what we call the river, and it's just off the plate there, so we'll see if she can get a little bit closer to the edge of that plate.
Well, she hit the home run last night on a 3-0 count. It's a 3-0 count. See what happens here. That one right in there, strike one. We did talk to Coach Rittman before the game. He said Cagle and Gombarda on a 3-0 count. They've got a green light if they want it. They can swing on it. Cagle, since it's early in the ball game, taking the pitch there. Cagle fouls one off. It's going to be a full count. So Groove doing a good job of battling back. She got behind 3-0. Got a little confidence with that strike.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great go-to pitch, a little off-speed. It threw Cagle off a little bit, and she did a good job of getting a bat on it, but we'll see how she makes the adjustment here in a full count.
Full count, Pereira down at second. Tigers looking to strike first here in the bottom of the first. That one's low and in the dirt. Valerie Cagle will take the walk. And now Marissa Gombarda comes up with runners on first and second. Gombarda was walked 3 times. They were very, very careful with her last night, and she came up a lot of times with either the bases empty or first base empty. That is not the case right now. You're going to have to pitch to her.
You have to pitch to her, and you know what? I would be very careful around her, too. She is an all-around hitter. She is very confident. She's a patient hitter. If you give her a pitch in the spot that she likes, I'm sure she'll make you pay for it.
First pitch right in there, strike one. Again, Gombarda leads the ACC in home runs with 8. Leads the ACC in RBIs with 21. That's why she's batting cleanup. Swung on and missed. She was swinging for the fences on that one, 0-2.
She sure was. She wanted that one. One thing that came up last night, we'll see here, Marissa really takes a good hack at that, and great pitch there. We'll see what she does on this next pitch, but I'm sure a great hitter, she'll make an adjustment there.
0-2 pitch, off speed, Gombarda way out in front of it, and on 3 pitches, Marissa Gombarda goes down. A huge get right there by Molly Groove.
Absolutely, Groove here really obviously confident with her off speed. Got her twice on that pitch, and it just drops right out of the sky, right at the contact point. A great go-to pitch for Groove, and I'm sure that she'll stick with that today.
Well, Hannah Goodwin's back in the lineup, the freshman from West Columbia, South Carolina. She took a pitch to the leg against Georgia earlier in the week and missed the ball game last night, so good to see her healthy. And she's a big bat to have in the lineup for the Tigers, and a weapon for them to have back today.
Yes, absolutely. Just like we talked about before, this is the meat of the Clemson Tiger lineup. Hannah Goodwin does a great job of keeping the momentum going. When Cagle gets on base, Marissa Gombarda does her job. She keeps this momentum going. So great part of the lineup for Clemson.
A little bit outside, 2-0.
I want to talk a little bit about Groove's off speed here. You know, a lot of pitchers have off speeds. They have drop balls. The reason why she's effective with these Tiger hitters is because it drops and it moves right at contact point. A lot of times you see pitchers, they'll have a movement on the ball, but if it moves too early or too late, it's not as effective. Her off speed is very effective because of where it moves and drops.
2-0 pitch outside, 3-0. So Hannah Goodwin got a chance to do some damage here. And I really like this as Goldberg comes over from shortstop, just kind of resets Groove a little bit. Hey, settle down. You got this. You've been pitching it well. And calms her down a little bit without having to burn a visit from the coach or the catcher.
Yes, very smart and good awareness there. A lot of times when you're on the mound, and even hitters will do this too, you get in a rhythm, and sometimes it's too fast. And when you look up, it's a 3-0 count, and it feels very fast. So she is slowing her pitcher down. That's a good job.
That was effective. Groove grooves it in there. 3-1. Beautiful afternoon for softball. It's a busy day at Clemson today. There's a big basketball matchup just around the corner from us here as the Tigers are hosting a top 10 team, the Florida State Seminoles, a little bit later on today. That one's in the dirt. Another walk. Bases are going to be full for Aliga Logoleo. The Tigers have something cooking here in the bottom of the first. Last night's game, even though it was 8-7, the first couple of innings went pretty quick. Pitchers were really dominating. I didn't see a lot of action early in the ball game, but we're definitely seeing some action now.
Yes, we are. This is a great time for Clemson Tigers to really open a can here this inning. We have ducks on a pond. Logoleo should not have to do too much here. Just get it in a gap so she can score, get some run across the plate.
Logoleo, the freshman from Nashville. She had a double to start a big 4-run rally in the fourth inning last night. Really got the Tigers going offensively. Logoleo out in front. Great off-speed again from Grube, 0-1. That's her money pitch right now, and she seems to be locating it pretty well.
Yes, she is. And like I said before, it's really effective when your pitch breaks right at the hitter's contact point. That's when you see hitters off on that front foot. They try to slow down their swing a little bit. She's really making it move just like she did.
Goodness.
Did there. Wow.
Had a lot of late movement on that one.
Yeah, let's take a look at this here. So you'll see not only is it dropping, but she puts a spin on it and it curves right outside. It's really hard to do anything with that pitch. Really, if you're behind the count as she is here, you really want to let it get deep and just foul it off and get something that you want.
2 walks in the inning, a single. Group in to see if she can put away Logoleo. That one's in the dirt. Great stop by Friedman. 1-2. You got to protect that plate, and Friedman did a fantastic job right here.
Yes, she knows she has to protect, and if she doesn't, a run comes across, so good job of keeping it right in front.
The 1-2 to Logoleo. Hit into play. Diving play by the shortstop. Tries to make the force at third. Cannot make it, and the Tigers take the lead 1-0. A good piece of hitting by Aaliyah Logoleo. And Goldberg made a great play, but just couldn't come up with the out.
Yes, she did a great play. Again, Logoleo did not have to do too much. She put it right in the 5-6 hole here. You see, it made her move have to move in that 5-6 hole just enough to score a run across. Great play. Stopped the bleeding there and kept it to 1 run this inning. Great play, great hit.
A little fortunate there. It bounced off the third baseman's glove and hit the umpire's leg. If that would have gone past him and all the way to the corner there, might have been an opportunity to steal a second run. So bases still full of Tigers. 1-0 Clemson. Trying to do some more damage. First pitch high and outside, 1-0. MK Bonamy stepping in for the Tigers. And Joe Harden's going to come out and talk to Molly Grube. I think that's good timing on that, Sable. Get out here and settle her down a little bit. You don't want to let this game get away from you, especially this early.
No, absolutely not, and especially with bases loaded and you've got MK Bonamy up, who's a veteran. She's seen this situation time and time again in her career. She knows exactly what to do, and she's a veteran, part of this lineup. A great move, great timing on this mound visit.
What do you think Bonamy and Coach Rittman are talking about right there?
Oh, they could be talking about anything. Again, they've seen her last night, so it could be just reminding MK of her stuff, and especially this off-speed pitch. Early in the count, you don't want to do too much with it. So he might be giving her a little advice on that pitch.
Bonamy, the transfer from Notre Dame. Want to know the count. There's that off-speed again, right in there, 1-1. I know you can't throw the off-speed pitch every time because that defeats the purpose, but that's been her weapon. That's keeping her in this inning right now and has kept it from getting away from her so far.
Right, and 1-0 counts, and when you need to get ahead, you go with your good stuff, and you go with what's feeling right for the day. And as you see, she's going with it, and that might be what Coach was going out to talk to her about. And, hey, if they're not making contact with it, why not?
So Bonamy misses the off-speed again to go to 1-2. Ball got a little bit away from Friedman there, but she was able to track it down, so the runners could not advance. Valerie Cagle down there on third base right now. Been a long inning for Molly Grube. She'd like to get out of it right here with just 1 run given up. Ball outside, 2-2.
Yeah, it seems as though the group is struggling to find the zone with any of her hard stuff. She wants to really make sure that she can hit her spots and locations here. She doesn't have to try to do too much. She just needs to mix it up enough so that her off-speed stays effective today.
Cagle at third, Goodwin at second, Logaleo at first, MK Bonamy at the plate. Drilled down the left field line. If it's fair, it's gone. Foul ball.
Wow.
Good grief, that was close. That was absolutely hammered.
MK put all she could into that ball. You knew it right off the bat. She just made a statement here. If you can tell, she takes this inside pitch and she does everything that she's supposed to do with it, and she makes a statement. It was just foul. We'll see what she does here in this count.
Oh, that went all the way to the lake back there. 2-2 pitch again. Hit again up the middle. That's going to get through. One run's going to score. Second run's going to score. Tigers now on top, 3-0. A 2-run single by MK Bonamy. Good piece of hitting there. Didn't hit it quite as hard as the pitch before, but hit it exactly where she needed to.
Yes, she did. She hit it exactly where she needed to. Again, they did not have to do too much. They just have to keep their foot on the gas pedal. She hit one really far and fooled the outfielders there. There's not much the outfielders can do to defend that. Center fielder came up firing, but it was too late, and it was not in time.
Bailey Taylor, the junior, steps in. She had a double and 2 RBIs last night. Takes ball 1 outside. Taylor, the transfer from Troy, joining the Clemson program. Has third base nailed down over there for the Tigers. The 1-0 from Groob. Right in there, strike 1. Good pitch.
Groob finds the zone here. Again, she needs to make sure that she can spot her hard stuff so that her off speed is more effective. And as you see there, she stays on that outside corner there for a strike. Great job.
Ball fouled off. Count goes to 1-2. So the Tigers have 2 runners on base now. Clemson scored 8 runs last night, left 11 runners on during the game as well. So there were ducks on the pond in almost every inning. Really from the 3rd inning on, every inning was kind of like this for the Tigers. They were putting runners on base and either scoring some runs or at least threatening.
Yes, there was. The biggest point of last night was timely hitting. Each team, we saw examples of UVA had timely hits. Last night, Clemson had timely hits, and it all came down to the last timely hit. When you're leaving runners on, again, you don't want to try to do too much. You want to keep your foot on the gas pedal. It was all about timely hitting last night.
Taylor again with that big double last night. It's one here into left field. That will be a single. Runner's going to be waved home. It's going to be a close play at the plate. She is safe. Runners will advance to 3rd and 2nd as well. Bailey Taylor with the single. And a great piece of running, very aggressive from Aaliyah Logaleo. Goodness, sorry, Aaliyah, that I did that, but a fantastic play. She barely got into the tag. The throw was there. I think it was just a perfect slide.
Yes, it was. She did. She had a great slide, and she was going all the way from 2nd. She did not hesitate. She trusted Coach Rittman's slide, and look at that slide there. She gets right around the tag. Umpire's right there. I think Coach Joe is discussing with the umpire about what he saw, but a great slide. She kept going, and what's really important in base running is that you pick up your coach, and once you see Coach Rittman waving that arm around, you do not hesitate, and you go right in very aggressive. Great base running.
Great piece of hitting from Bailey Taylor, Aaliyah Logaleo. Perfect slide to get in there, and I think the call was right. I mean, it looked like she was safe right there, and some fantastic camera work, by the way, guys. Appreciate that.
Yes.
So the Tigers have batted around in the bottom of the 1st here. JoJo Hyatt, the catcher, stepping in. JoJo had a single and an RBI last night. Clemson has put up a 4 spot here in the bottom of the 1st and looking for more. Ball 1 outside. That's pitch number 35 for Molly Groob. Not exactly what she was hoping for here in inning number 1. Hyatt down in Buford, Georgia. She went to Buford High School, a Buford Wolf. Ariel Oda and Logan Kamal also went to Buford. But JoJo fouled down the right field line. Count evens up at 1-1. Clemson 4, Virginia nothing, and Tigers picking up right where they left off last night, putting up runs in all the late innings last evening and an 8-7 win. Putting 4 up here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, these hitters are coming out very aggressive. Again, they are doing what they can with the pitches that are thrown. Grube has her off speed, is working today, and obviously her hard stuff is she's struggling with it a little bit. Once she puts it anywhere near that plate, these Clemson hitters are doing what they can. They're staying through the ball, and they're making sure that they have effective base running as well.
4 runs and 4 hits for the Tigers. Each of the last 3 batters have at least 1 RBI. That one's right in there, 2-2. Logaleo got the scoring started with a single and an RBI. MK Bonamy turned around with a single and 2 RBIs. And you saw Bailey Taylor just a second ago with a single of her own with an RBI. So 3 straight hits and scoring plays for the Tigers. The 2-2 from Grube. Swung on and missed, strike 3, but a fantastic bottom of the first inning as the Clemson Tigers put up a 4 spot. We'll head to the top of the second. Clemson 4, Virginia 0. Top of the second inning, Clemson strikes early. 4 hits, 4 runs in the bottom of the first. Logan Kamal going to try to keep the Virginia Cavaliers scoreless. The fans here in Clemson, it's unbelievable. Looks like a sellout again. There's a bunch of fans you're seeing right here out on the berm in left field. Standing room only elsewhere. It's a crazy busy day here at Clemson. There's a big basketball game on the men's side between Clemson and I believe, number 6 ranked Florida State team that gets going here in about 45 minutes. So lots going on in Tigertown today. So, Sable, if you're Logan, I think you're probably pretty pleased that you're spotted a 4-run lead and you can just focus on getting outs at this point, right?
Yes, pump the zone, get the outs, force ground balls, just as we're seeing right now.
Donna Friedman, the best hitter in the Cavaliers lineup, 1 pitch, 1 out, and that was a little knuckleball to Pereira there. You could see that thing going right and going left. It wasn't hit very hard, but that was a tough ball to field.
It was a tough ball to field. You see, we get it off the end of our bat here, and she does a great job coming through, trusting her stuff. Great fundamentals there, and MK is able to seal the out. Great job.
Looked like one of my golf shots there. On the ground and going right and then left with no control over it. That thing was knuckling everywhere.
Yes, I won't speak to my golf shots, but...
Well, first pitch to Kate Covington, gets inside and hits her. It sounded like it might have hit the bat. I mean, obviously the umpire's closer than us, but 1 pitch, and they get their first base runner of the game with a hit by pitch. Just sneaked it right in there. Yep, right off of her elbow right there.
Yep.
Also got a piece of JoJo Hyde. I'm sure she was thrilled with that. But first base runner of the game for Virginia.
She did a great job. Whenever you know a pitch is coming right at you, you want to turn into it so it doesn't hurt or sting just as bad. And she did a great job of turning right into it, getting the meat of the back of her elbow, so she can get on base.
Second baseman, the sophomore Arizona Ritchie, digs in. She hits one out into right field. Diving play, can't come up with it. Might be a play at second. Runner advances and is safe. So Logaleo couldn't quite get to it. The ball was hit perfectly out there. A bloop single gives the Virginia Cavaliers 2 base runners.
Yes, these are so tough in softball, but yet so important. You see she comes through, she dives, and all she needs to do is extend through that ball. It gets caught right up under her feet and flips behind her. We'll take another look here. As you can tell, her glove gets caught right behind her, and what you want to do is make sure you can scoop that up and go right through the ball.
First pitch to Ashley Jennings. Ball 1, and a good piece of base running there by Kate Covington. You don't want to go too far off and get doubled up, but in case the ball isn't caught, you've got to be able to get down to second. So she did a fantastic job there, and the Cavaliers are threatening.
Yes, she did. She did a good job. And in that situation, what you want to do as a base runner is you actually want to turn. You want to turn towards the outfield. Keep your eyes on that outfielder and the second baseman there. She did a great job of going halfway and getting close enough to second to where she can make it safely.
Ball's popped straight up. There will be a play over at third base. Taylor grabs it for out number 2. So K-Mall gets out number 2, and a good play by Bailey Taylor. Those are tough ones, especially in the sun without sunglasses.
Yes, she did a good job. When the wind is blowing, sun is in your eyes, or any type of weather, you want to keep your feet moving. You want to use your glove to block the sun. She did a good job of staying with that ball.
Boy, nasty off-speed pitch there, a little bit low, 1-0. Hadn't seen that one, I don't think, from K-Mall yet.
No, we haven't.
Perfect time for it.
Great time. She's feeling good. She's starting to get in the groove just below the knees. Umpire didn't like it. A great pitch.
Ball hit hard to left field, and it's going to go over Mattamore's head to the wall. 1 run's going to score. Ball gets back to the infield. Second run will score standing up, and Michaela Fox delivers a 2-out, 2-run double to cut the Tigers' lead in half.
Yeah, Mattamore, we'll see here, she took a couple steps in before she went back. Those are tough. Sometimes when the ball is coming out to the outfield, you want to read the spin. She went forward and tried to make up for it, and it wasn't enough. So great piece of hitting, and they really put the pressure on with base running there.
Fox was 0 for 3 last night. Big double there to cut that lead in half. Bailey Winscott steps in. Strike 1. We just see how close it can be, right? Arizona Ritchie hit the little bloop that got a glove on over in right field for Logaleo. Mattamore couldn't quite get a glove on that one. A game of inches.
Yes, it is.
Count even now, 1-1.
It's a game of inches and a game of speed. Winscott, she's got some speed on her. We see slappers in softball. They move through the box. It's all about strategy of really getting on base. Speed equals pressure for defense. So she wants to put the ball in play, use her speed to get down the line here.
Ball high, 2-1. That was your style of play when you played at Jacksonville, correct?
It was. I was a slap hitter, and I'd like to say I ran as fast as I could and hope it worked out for my good. But, yeah, it's a strategy. You know, a lot of times we call slap hitters triple threat. As you see, Winscott is standing in now. The first pitch, she moves her feet through. It's all about reading the defense. She showed moving her feet. That'll draw the defense in to thinking that she's bunting, and now she keeps her feet still at this at-bat.
Big pitch here. Virginia's already scored 2 runs here in the top of the second. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Fouled away. Logan K-Mall trying to end the damage with 2 runs and keep the Tigers on top. Bailey Winscott takes a close one there, a little bit high. Full count now.
I think K-Mall wanted that one. I think she wanted as little high at the letters there. Not a bad location at all. She would have got Winscott swinging there. Would have been a good placement.
K-Mall deals to Winscott. Ball put into play over to short. Got to hurry that throw. Scooped out. Great play there by Bonamy to end the inning. Virginia Cavaliers pick up 2 runs to cut that Tiger lead in half. We go to the bottom of the second. Clemson 4, Virginia. Tigers scored 4 runs in the bottom of the first. Aliga Logaleo with a single and an RBI to get things started. MK Bonamy would have a single that you saw right there to pick up 2 RBIs. 1 more single from Bailey Taylor. Force out could not be come up with right there. Tigers would put up 4 runs in the bottom of the first inning to get that 4-0 lead at that point, and now 4-2 lead there. Aliga Logaleo with fantastic base running there. Coach Rittman, we'll be hearing from him in the top of the 4th inning. You definitely want to stick around for that. I think that's one of the cool parts of the broadcast that we get to do here. We'll get to talk to Coach Rittman real time right before the top of the 4th inning, so looking forward to that. Back to the top of the order for the Tigers. Cami Pereira, a single her first time up. Squares to bunt. Bunts it foul. Pereira had a walk and an RBI last night. Started things off for the Tigers in the top of the first. with a single and a run. Got a big smile on her face. I think she knew she had him if she could have got that bunt down in fair territory.
She did. She just missed it. Her bat was a little behind her. When your bat's behind you when you're bunting, it goes back towards the catcher. So she tries it again. I'm sure she'll get her.
Hammers one to right field. That's going to go up against the wall. And she's going to be cruising into second base. 2 at-bats, 2 hits for Cami Pereira, and the Tigers picking up right where they left off.
Cami Pereira making it very, very, very hard to defend her. She shows bunt on the first pitch and the second pitch. This is what she does with that ball. She drew the infield in on the second pitch. She poked it out for a double. Great job by Pereira.
And if you're Molly Grube on the mound for Virginia, not the way you want to start the second inning either. You'd like to get an out or two under your belt before you got Tiger runners back on, but they've got them on now for Grace Matamore. First pitch to Matamore is high. She grounded one back to the mound, her first time up. Matamore also had 2 hits and 2 RBIs last night. The Tigers' 8-7 win in Game 1 of this series. Pereira's got a couple of stolen bases on the season. I don't expect her to be going here, but who knows?
One thing that you want to be doing when you're running, when you're on second base as a base runner, you're looking for anything low and slow. So that one was low. It did not hit the ground, but if that ball is low, just as Grube is throwing today, these off speeds, if anything is in the ground and she throws her off speed, she's going to be looking to take third.
Hitters count for Matamore. It's the inside part of the plate, 2-1. Really nice pitch there. Matamore kind of crowding the plate a little bit too. Screwed it right in there. Grube trying to settle in here. A little bit low there. Behind to the count now. 3-1 to Grace Matamore. And you've got Valerie Cagle and Marissa Gombarda coming up after this. You do not want 2 runners on for them.
No, you do not. You want to go right at Matamore. Throw her something in the zone. Trust your defense. Trust that they can make it out so you can not get to the meat of this Clemson Tiger lineup.
Ball 4 outside. There will be 2 runners on now with last night's hero, Valerie Cagle, walking to the plate. Cagle 4 for 5 last night. We showed her walk-off home run that she hit on a 3-0 count. Off this very pitcher right here, Molly Grube is who she hit the home run off of last night to end the ball game. 8-7 victory for the Tigers. Cagle with a walk came around to score in the top of the first.
Yeah, you know, Cagle is, as I was saying earlier in the game, she's one of the most all-around athletes that I've seen recently. She can pitch, she can hit, and she plays center field. And there we see
ball in the dirt.
Pereira trying to.
Yeah, Pereira tries to get aggressive and take third base, and she is thrown out. What a fantastic play right there by the catcher, Friedman. A costly first out for the Tigers. So that ball kind of crossed Friedman up a little bit. She dug it out of the dirt and hustled. Boy, very close play at third base. It didn't feel that close when we saw it real time, but seeing it in slow motion, that was very close. Pereira almost got in there. Count moves to 1-1.
Yeah, she did. That's a great tag. Also, just that timing of that foot in the tag. You want to make sure that the foot does not get in front of the base too early or you'll get called for obstruction. Great job by third baseman Fox.
Pitch in the dirt, 2-1. You could be a little bit more careful with Cagle now since you've got, well, you don't have a base open, but potentially, again, you could be a little bit more careful. You don't have runners on first and second. Hitters count for Valerie Cagle. Ball popped up. Shortstop Goldberg gobbles it up for out number 2.
That's a great pitch by Grube. It's really getting it in and up on the hands. It's really hard to do anything with a ball that comes up on you that fast. She jams Cagle and jams her so that it's an easy out in the infield. Great job by Grube.
Gombarda steps in for the Tigers. Strike out her first time up last inning. Ball's going to be hit right to the second baseman for out number 3. Arizona Ritchie grabs it, and we will head to inning number 3. Good job of pitching there by Molly Grube. Tigers on top, 4-2. Beautiful afternoon in Clemson. Tigers on top of the Cavs, 4-2. 50 degrees, a little chilly. Winds west-northwest at 15 miles an hour. Not really blowing out, kind of blowing toward the left field line. So any ball that's hit down towards the left field line is going to have a little bit of extra juice behind it. Virginia trying to claw back in this one. Was down 4-0 after the first inning. They got 2 runs last inning, and they're back to the top of the order now. Savannah Avila is up. She flied to center to start the ball game. K-Mall runs it to 2-0.
K-Mall needs to remember here, she still has a lead. They have a 2-run cushion. She doesn't have to do too much. She's got to pump the zone, trust her defense. Defense has been doing great today. She still has a lead here.
Good pitch there, high in the zone. Avila takes a swing at it, 2-1.
Yeah, we'll see. She stays up in the zone. It bites up just a little bit right at contact point. Great job on that pitch there for K-Mall.
Next one low in the zone, strike 2. So K-Mall's working it up and down effectively against Avila. Ball's popped up down the left side. Let's see if Taylor has room for it. Jumps up against the screen. What a fantastic play for out number 1. Are you kidding me?
Great catch. Great job by Bailey Taylor. What you want to do here, she did exactly what you're supposed to do. Get right to the net, find it, make an adjustment, and make a great play. Look at that. Great catch. Look at this angle here. She finds it. She's got her hand on it. She reaches, and she snags it right out of the air. What a play.
Great. Next ball put into play as well. Hit deep to center field. Cagle goes back and drags it in just on the warning track for out number 2. That ball was hit a long way by Tori Gilbert, but she hit it to the wrong part of the park. 2 pitches, 2 outs for K-Mall, and 2 good defensive plays.
I'm sure Logan K-Mall is going to go back in the dugout and give Bailey Taylor a big hug for that one. Really shut them down. What you don't want is for the hitter to get another opportunity, and she took it right away.
Katie Goldberg digs in. Takes the first pitch high, 1-0. She popped up to Bailey Taylor as well over at third base. Not quite as dramatically in the top of the first as the one we just saw. Goldberg was also 0 for 3 last night. Next pitch, hit high and deep to left field. That ball is out of here. We just talked about the wind and how it's helping towards left field. I don't think she needed the wind to help there. Katie Goldberg hammers the home run. Virginia cuts the lead to 4-3.
Yeah, let's see where Logan K-Mall put this ball here. Let's see where she pitches it. That was a great job getting her bat right on the sweet spot. It's up and in right at her eyes. All she had to do was get that bat up, keep her hands up right through the ball, and not do too much. Just like you said, the wind is blowing out towards left field today, so it went right over the fence.
3rd home run of the season for Katie Goldberg. And Virginia scratches a run out here in the 2nd consecutive inning to cut that Clemson lead to 4-3. First pitch to Friedman is high, ball 1. Friedman leads the Cavaliers in average and RBI. She was 1 for 4 last night. Hit a ground ball to second, her first time up. K-Mall fires one in there just inside. She wanted that one. You could tell by her reaction. Count goes to 2-0.
Yes, she did. This is a great spot pitch. This is a great location. In softball, the strike zone is right over the plate. We see that was right over the right batter's box. Clemson fans wanted it. I'm sure she wanted it, but she's got to get it just a little bit more towards the edge of the plate there.
Friedman all over that pitch, but screams one foul. Donna Friedman, the sophomore, has done a fantastic job behind the plate. Already threw out a base runner, attempting to move an extra base earlier. Going to pick up a hit here. Ball also inside, 3-1. Katie Goldberg with the long home run to left field. Cuts that Clemson lead to 4-3. Virginia kept getting the lead last night. The Tigers kept coming back. We're seeing the opposite so far in this game. Friedman hits one deep to center field. That ball is also out of here. Back-to-back home runs, and Donna Friedman ties the ball game at 4.
The sophomore did a great job. Again, that ball was up in the zone. She kept her hands high right through the ball, went over the fence and left center. Here we'll see Friedman does a great job keeping the momentum going here for UVA. Right on that outside corner, again, right at the letters. That's a sweet spot for the UVA hitters right now.
Ball just clearing the wall and almost straight away center field. And a much-deserved celebration for the Virginia Cavaliers as they have tied it up. You see the hard hats there. We haven't talked about that yet, but those are their rally caps down there. And the Virginia dugout, it kind of symbolizes the fact that they've got a brand new ballpark that's going to be opening soon and that they're hard workers. And, Coach Joe Harden has described her team as goofy and fun. And I think those wacky hats there have a little bit to do with that.
Yes. It was always a great time as a player and as a coach. You want to keep the mood light in the dugout. A lot of silly shenanigans happen. But anytime that you can find a symbol of your season, a symbol of what's going on with your team so that you can use it to rally, anything that you can use to energize the dugout in your team is always good.
K-Mall had only given up 1 home run on the season coming into the game today and has given up 2 to back-to-back batters as Virginia has tied the game back up. Kate Covington in now for Virginia. She had a double and an RBI last night. She was a hit by pitch last time up. First pitch she saw hit her right in the elbow. She took first base, came around to score. Ball 2.
Logan K-Mall is going to have to focus here. This inning isn't going as smooth for her, but as long as she trusts her defense, there's obviously been some great plays made for her. She needs to keep that in the back of her mind and just pump the zone. She's obviously getting a little frustrated with the zone here, and pitchers who care about their craft. That's good, but as long as she remembers that her defense has been behind her this whole game, she will be okay.
Bruise that next one in there. We saw Pereira come up after the second pitch. We saw Goodwin and Taylor kind of come up in there, give some encouragement to K-Mall before the last pitch as well.
Absolutely. They're saying, hey, we're here. We got your back. Go ahead and trust your good stuff and go with it.
Next pitch a little low. Kate Covington will take first base with the walk. 4 runs and 4 hits for Virginia. 4 runs and 5 hits for Clemson. We're all tied up in the top of the 3rd inning. Last night's game, 8-7. Looks like we're heading that way again today, Sable.
It does. Last night was so exciting. It was such a good ball game. Anybody who comes to watch a softball game wants a good game, and these two teams gave it to everybody last night.
Hit down the right field line. A good grab by Logaleo to end the inning. Virginia Cavaliers pick up back-to-back home runs to tie this ball game at 4. We're off to the bottom of the 3rd.
Question for you. Will you make me the happiest man in the world?
Yes.
Okay, good.
When it comes to response times, just okay is not okay. That's why AT&T is building its 5G on America's best network.
I'll be right back. With moderate to severe Crohn's disease, I was there. Just not always where I needed to be.
Is she all right?
I hope so. So I talked to my doctor about Humira. I learned Humira is for people who still have symptoms of Crohn's disease after trying other medications. And the majority of people on Humira saw significant symptom relief, and many achieved remission in as little as 4 weeks.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
Headed to the bottom of the third, tied at 4. Coach John Rittman, we will get to catch up with him real time after this half inning. So going into the top of the 4th inning, we'll get a chance to talk to Coach Rittman. Love this part of the softball broadcast when we can get some real-time reaction from the coaches. First pitch in there to Hannah Goodwin, fouled off, 0-1.
I'm sure she's feeling that one.
Yeah, right off her, I don't know if it was her foot or her ankle, but she's going to take a little extra time. Umpire's giving it to her. I don't blame her.
As she should. Take your time.
Hannah had a walk in the top of the first, came around to score a run. Ball's behind in the count, 0-2, and here's the one off of her, right off the top of her foot. I'm hurting on that one up here.
Yes, especially on a cold day when the wind is it's a little chilly out here. That one doesn't feel too good.
0-2 pitch to Goodwin is low, 1-2, and Goodwin got hit by a pitch in the game against Georgia that happened earlier this week and had to miss the game last night, so you're not gun shy. You never are as a softball player and things like that. I know that's got to be in the back of your mind a little bit, though. But you take one in the leg earlier in the week from the pitcher, then you foul one off your foot, man. Luck not going your way right now.
Yeah. No, she's definitely displaying some toughness here.
Goodwin rips one into the right center field gap. That's going to go all the way to the wall. She's going to have at least 2. She'll come into second base standing up. Hannah Goodwin with the double to get things going for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Very, very important at bat. Here you'll see Goodwin, she takes one off the foot and then she does this in the at bat. She displays her toughness. She puts it right in the right center gap and extends it for a double. Great job.
Aaliyah Logaleo steps in now for the Tigers. She had a single and an RBI her first time up. Squares to bunt. Can't get it. 0-1. Seven-game hit streak now for Logaleo. She had a double last night to start a huge rally for the Tigers when they were down early in that ball game. Also had an aggressive piece of base running to pick up the run earlier today. Pitch misses. 1-1. Virginia, 4 runs on 4 hits. Clemson, 4 runs on 6 hits. And a lot of offense in this ball game here, and we're just in the bottom of the 3rd. Logaleo puts one in play over to 3rd, looks the runner back, fires to first. A fantastic play by Fox. That's exactly how they teach you to do it. Out number 1. Great play.
Yeah, great play by Fox. She really moves her feet. She stays square. She comes through with the routine play to get Logaleo out at first. Logaleo looked like she changed her mind mid-swing. She did get it on a good part of the bat, but if she would have finished through, it probably would have went through the infield.
Kayla Fox had a diving play on a little bunt attempt last night. One of the best defensive plays we've seen in a while.
Yeah, great play, and she got up and extended it for the double play as well. It's a great job.
Pitch in the dirt there. M.K. Bonamy steps in. She had the single and 2 RBIs back in the first. Part of a 4-run first inning for Clemson. It's to Bonamy, fouled away. 1-1. We got to talk to Coach Rittman before the game and talk to him a little bit about who the team leaders are. And first name out of his mouth was M.K. Bonamy, right? She's a transfer from Notre Dame. You don't see many people on the team with the designation of senior for this Clemson team. We know how young they are. Just kickstart.
that they read. You can even unlock a ticket to the Clemson softball game on April 11th. Parents, you can sign your kids up today at ClemsonReadingProgram.com or by downloading the Clemson Reading app in the Apple App Store. The 2020 Trout and Crowd Tour is kicking off. The Clemson Alumni Association, Clemson Forever Fund, and IPTAN are excited to bring Clemson University and athletic officials to your area. For more information about dates, locations, and how to purchase tickets, please visit ClemsonTigers.com/ticket. We hope to see you there. Leading off the top of 450 for the Cavaliers, first baseman number 9, Ashley Jennings. The fifth baseman number 5, Michaela Fox.
Another good play by Cagle. Did you get that serious with your eye black?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had some nice designs on it as well. She's got, it looks like the glitter or something that's put on there. Fantastic. I love it.
Yeah,
love it, Logan.
You know, in the game of softball, it's also a lot of tradition, a lot of routine. You know, when I was playing, the same person who put my eye black on the first game of the season was the same person who put it on the last. So I'm sure they have a bunch of traditions like that, and it gets a little fun as well.
So superstitious is what I'm hearing. So
Yes.
You're very superstitious,
Yes.
and I'm sure a lot of the players out here are.
Yes, there's a lot of superstitions. Who carries, you know, certain things at the beginning of the game. You know, who your throwing partner is. All of that fun stuff. It gets pretty interesting.
Tigers on top, 5-4. K-Mall is retired, the first two batters of the inning. That one's high. 1-2, or 3-0, excuse me.
Yeah, K-Mall's really got to pump the zone here. You know, I've noticed that K-Mall, whenever she gets to struggling, her ball misses up. So as long as she can stay down in the zone, keep it away from the top of these hitters' eyes. We saw the two home runs. They were up at the letters, right at the hitters' eyes. They were able to just keep their hands up through the zone. So as long as she can find the zone down and trust her defense, and remember, she still has a one-run cushion, it's going to be really important that they get 3 outs here.
Number 2, Savannah Avila.
So back to the top of the order now. Savannah Avila will step in. Another one out of the zone, ball 1. K-Mall trying to settle down. Runner on first and 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Another one outside for K-Mall. And Winscott, who we talked about being a speedster, was 6 for 6 on the season in stolen bases. And make that 7 of 7.
Yes, we will see here. Winscott got a great jump. I saw it from up here. Knew she was going right away. Clemson knew just to let her go. Didn't want to waste the throw there, but a great jump by Winscott to record another stolen base on the season.
.20 count is high again, 3-0. So K-Mall out of the zone again, trying to avoid back-to-back walks here. And I think that's a good visit to the mound by JoJo Hyatt.
Yeah, JoJo's probably just telling K-Mall, settle down, trust your stuff. I got you. I know you. We practice every day together. It's just me and you here. Focus on my glove and just pump it in here.
Rio pitch right in there. As you just said, 3-1. One pitch. Right in there, strike 2. Tigers on top, 5-4. Trying to hold on to this lead. Get the bats back up in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch in there. Pop towards the third baseman. Awkward little play there by Taylor, but she makes it for out number 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Clemson 5, Clemson on top 5-4 in this one. And again, a fantastic play there. A little awkward one by Bailey Taylor. Heading to the bottom of the 4th, Clemson on top 5-4. And new stadium for the Clemson Tigers opened on February 12th, 2020. And I'll make the same cheesy joke I made last night. Yeah, that's old news now. Virginia's got a new park being started, Palmer Park. They'll be opening that next week and hosting James Madison. This is named after former Cavalier pitcher Lisa Palmer and her mother Fran, who've been lead contributors on the stadium project. Cavaliers host a dedication ceremony prior to their matchup next week. So, an arms race in softball in the ACC, but this is great for the conference, right, to have these incredible new facilities.
Gosh, it's so great for the conference. It's so great for the sport, and it is even really great for UVA's program. A new stadium, new life, new energy, really exciting for the community, and it's really exciting for the sport of softball. We see how much Clemson community has supported this team from day one. I'm sure that very similar things are going on in UVA's territory, so it's really good for the conference.
Heading to the bottom of the 4th, Tigers back to the top of the order. Cami Pereira has done some damage so far today. A single in the 1st, came around and scored. A double in the 2nd inning and was caught stealing. Takes strike 1. So basketball game underway right around the corner from us over here in Little John Coliseum between Clemson and FSU. That has not impacted the crowd here at all. Still standing room only. Hits the ball low, 1-1. Lots of folks out on the berm out here in left field. A couple of empty seats, but it's counted by all the people that are standing up behind the seats here. So fantastic stuff. Another great crowd for the Tigers, who are top 5 in the NCAA in attendance. The pitch to Pereira, right in front of home plate. Beats it out to first base. The 3rd hit of the ball game for Cami Pereira. And she's done it about every way possible here at this point.
Beautiful, beautiful bunt. Pereira places it perfectly as a slapper. That is exactly where you want to place the bunt. It causes catcher, third baseman, and pitcher to have to communicate there. She puts it, by the time they picked up the ball, she was already standing on first base. Great job by Pereira.
If you remember, Pereira tried to bunt her last time up.
Yes.
And didn't get it in play, and then hammered a double the very next pitch. So she's found a way to do it. She's 3 for 3 on the ball game so far.
Great adjustment.
Grace Mattimore steps in, hits one high and deep to left field off of the wall. You're going to have runners at second and third, so Grace Matamore liked the first pitch she saw, hit it off the left field wall. Tigers are in business.
Yeah, Matamore wastes no time this inning. Pereira did her job, got on base. Matamore comes up, rips one to left field, right over the left fielder's head, extends it for a double. Now Clemson Tigers have two runners in scoring position.
For the two best hitters in the lineup, at least for the season so far, Valerie Cagle and Marissa Gombarda. Cagle walked her first time up, popped out to the third baseman, or the shortstop as well. Had 4 hits last night. First pitch in the dirt. Great job there by Friedman to keep it in front of her. Run scored for Valerie. Had the walk-off home run in the bottom of the 7th last night. First walk-off in the new park. Swung on and missed. She was thinking about that home run, I think, with that swing.
I think she was.
1-1.
I think she was. She took a great hack on an outside pitch right off the plate. Not sure if I would have swung it that far off the plate, but you know what? Where Cagle is, she's proven herself to produce in moments like this, and she's confident, and we'll see what she does here.
It's one into the left center field gap. That's going to score 2 runs. Valerie Cagle at second base thinking about third, but she'll stay there with the double. 7-4 Clemson.
Wow, Cagle does her job yet again. Outside corner, she takes it to left center to bring in 2 runners. That's a 2-run RBI double for Cagle. Rittman bringing them in.
Yep. Favorite thing to do right there.
Yes.
Wave that runner home.
Wave them on in. Come on in.
I don't know if the ball kind of got stuck up underneath the wall or right up against the wall. I think Cagle was thinking about maybe heading to third base. We are going to make a pitching change. The day will be done for Molly Grube, and she will head into the dugout. Didn't feel like she pitched bad today, but she did give up 7 runs on 10 hits after a relief appearance last night. We'll sort out the new pitching change here when we get back. Tigers on top, 7-4. Pitching change for the Virginia Cavaliers. Riley Wilkinson, almost 11 innings pitched so far this season, 1.31 ERA. We'll see if the pitching change can lead to some better luck for the Cavs.
Yeah, UVA going to their senior arm right here in this pivotal part of the game. We'll see how she comes in, attacks the zone, attacks these Clemson hitters. Clemson hitters have not seen her yet this series, so we'll see how they adjust. They've got to get used to her motion, used to her stuff, and see pitches here.
So Wilkinson does not wear a face mask. K-Ball does not use the face mask, but Molly Grube did. Thoughts on that? I mean, I know it's a big safety thing, but I also know some pitchers don't like it.
Yeah, it's really a personal preference, and sometimes it's due to injury. You know, with the evolution of the game, these bats are hotter, pitchers are throwing harder. Sometimes I've had teammates and I've had former players that have actually had a ball come right up the middle and hit them in the face. So it is a safety aspect of it, but also it's a preference. If some pitchers don't like it and some pitchers feel safer with it. So it's really just, it all depends on the situation.
Ball one outside to Gombarda. Talk about a tough matchup when you come into the game if you're Riley Wilkinson. Marissa Gombarda leads the ACC in home runs and RBIs. Ball 2 goes, or the second pitch goes all the way to the screen. Cagle will advance to third base.
Yeah, this pitch got away from Wilkinson here. As you can see, it goes up and over the outside part of the plate. Not much that we could do to stop that ball, and obviously Cagle advances to third.
Gombarda struck out in the first. Pop up to the second baseman in the second inning. It's now ahead in the count, 3-0. You want to be careful with her, but Hannah Goodwin is back. She's had a good day so far as well. to give a little protection to Gombarda in the lineup. So it doesn't get any easier. We did see Cagle swing on a 3-0 pitch for the walk-off homer last night. Let's see if Gombarda has the green light. Doesn't matter. That one's in the dirt, and Gombarda will take first base.
Yes, Wilkinson is struggling to find the zone right now. One thing I do want to point out is Wilkinson has a significant difference in motion. In softball pitches, you'll see some pitchers have a fast motion, some go low, slow, and speed it up. She goes really low. She comes through, so Clemson's going to have to really get the timing, especially for the slappers. But we'll see if Wilkinson can turn it around and find the zone here.
So Cagle is on third base. Gombarda is on first base. Still no outs in the inning, and Hannah Goodwin steps in. She's 1 for 1 today with a walk. She had a 2-run double last inning. Pitch to Goodwin. She's swinging, fouls it down the first base line. Tigers to double digits in hits in the ball game so far. They scored 4 in the bottom of the first. Added a run in the bottom of the third, and 2 runs so far here in the fourth.
Yeah, it's going to be really important for the Tigers to keep their foot on the gas pedal here. UVA proven that it doesn't matter what the score is, they're going to keep their fight, as we saw last night, a 7-7 ball game until Cagle came up with a walk-off. So really important for the Tigers to keep their foot on the gas pedal here.
Good one out in front of that one, hits it just foul. We're talking about the windup for Wilkinson in the circle. It's unique. She almost gets down like a track runner, I feel like. It's really low.
Yeah, so in pitching, you really want to get loaded into your legs before anything. And you see she really, her motion really is significant in the loading of the legs. She finds her pitch and she comes through. It really just depends. We see pitchers, one of the best pitchers that we've ever seen in our game, Monica Abbott, lefty pitcher, USA softball team. She goes all the way down, almost touches the ground with her glove, goes back and comes through. So it really just depends on the pitcher, the motion, what they prefer. But we see the Clemson Tigers have adjusted, and they need to continue to adjust to the change in motion.
If she would hang her arm out to the side, it would be almost like the former Braves closer Craig Kimbrell, who would squat down like that. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Wilkinson resets. Tigers already with 2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Goodwin, and third again. He's doing a good job of changing speeds and keeping Goodwin off balance. She has put the bat on a few balls, but either way out in front or way behind so far.
Yeah, and Goodwin's doing a good job as well. Is when she doesn't get the pitch that she wants, she does a good job of fouling it off. We saw the first pitch went down right field line. This next pitch, it goes down left field. So her plan is wanting to start spraying the middle of the field once she gets that pitch that she likes.
Very high again from Wilkinson. What a play by Friedman to probably save a run. Had to come completely up out of her stand. Look at that, man. Great play. Probably saved a run there.
Yes, she did. She absolutely did. And Friedman, I can tell, she needs to slow Wilkinson down here, really get in the groove. Friedman is a veteran catcher back there. She's got a lot of innings back there. So she's going to really need to get Wilkinson on the same page and help her find the zone here.
Goodwin fouls one off of herself again. She hit the top of her foot earlier and then came back with a double. She's walking almost all the way down to third base. I'm not laughing at her, but it's literally
so unfortunate. And again, she's such a good hitter. She's seeing the ball well. She's waiting. She's very patient until she gets a pitch that she wants. She pulls off just a little bit there, and that's probably why she continues to hit herself. But you know what? As we can tell, she's a tough kid.
All right, so again, she got hit by a pitch versus Georgia and had to miss the last game. She fouled one off literally the top of her foot earlier and then fouls one off of her calf shin area there. All right, Hannah. Be careful.
Hang in there, Hannah.
Hit from Wilkinson. All the way again. A great at bat here from Hannah Goodwin. Yeah, Goodwin is really seeing all of Wilkinson's stuff right now. Wilkinson is
while she's continuing to try to find the zone, Hannah's getting a really great opportunity of seeing everything that she has, what she goes to in a situation like this, what might be her weakest pitch. So this is information for Hannah.
Off-speed pitch, grounded to short, to second for one, on to first. Safe over at first base, and the run will score. So a good defensive play there by Goldberg. Gets one out. They can't quite turn the double play, and another run crosses the plate for the Tigers.
Great job doing the simple thing again, pushing a run across. Again, Clemson needs to keep their foot on the gas. Hannah puts it right to the shortstop. Shortstop has to go with where the ball takes her here. Nice flip to second baseman, and enough to score a run across the plate for Clemson.
Yeah, perfect turn there by Ritchie. Good one, just a little bit too quick.
And actually,
get out and get the RBI.
It actually looked like it took her to her backhand a little bit. That was a good job of being smooth through her backhand and going over to second to secure the for sure out. And that's what's really important in this situation too. If you're an infielder here, go with where the ball is taking you. Go with the closest out. Go with the out that you know that you're going to get here.
Harley Shannon coming in as a pinch runner. Logaleo steps in. She takes strike one as the Logaleo chant breaks out here. RBI single for Logaleo. Also grounded out to third earlier. 7-game hit streak. It's outside, 1-1. So Riley Wilkinson coming in the middle of this inning to replace Molly Grube. She's done a good job so far for Virginia. Tigers have doubled up the Cavs, 8-4 in the bottom of the fourth. It's low and in the dirt. 2-1. Got Shannon over on first base. Got some speed on the base paths. You don't want to make a mistake. Shannon's got 7 stolen bases in 8 attempts so far this season, so we'll be keeping our eye on her.
Yeah, if you're Rittman,
goes down to first base. No swing, 3-1.
If you're Rittman, you're very careful and strategic on when you steal. You just put up at least 3 runs here. You have speed, but you also have a great arm behind the plate in Friedman. So you want to utilize your wheels when you can, but you also don't want to run yourself into an out.
Hitters count for Logaleo. Let's see what she can do here. Pitch from Wilkinson. Bounces up there, so the Tigers will have runners at first and second. M.K. Bonamy stepping up to the plate. She's had a big day so far.
Yes, she has. The veteran transfer from Notre Dame has had a great day. I love watching M.K. hit. She's patient, but she's also very aggressive. She gets her bat through the zone. She's confident, and you can really tell the team rallies behind her.
2 for 2. She had a single in the first with 2 RBIs and a single in the third with an RBI. Has another RBI opportunity here. First pitch right in there, strike 1.
It's a great job coming right at Bonamy here with your off speed, keeping it low in the zone, outside. For Bonamy, she doesn't want that pitch, but for Wilkinson, that's a good location.
Bonamy, the first baseman. Gets one over towards third. That one will be caught by Fox for out number 2. It's a good play there. Backpedaling with the sun in your eyes. Makes the grab for the second out.
Yep, the sun is a factor here today, but it is important again to make sure that you use your glove, make sure you're angling your body to be able to see that. She does a great job of going back. Sometimes infielders will hesitate and won't go back aggressively. She gets back aggressively, runs to the spot where it's going to land, and secures the catch.
Bailey Taylor up now for the Tigers. Wilkinson trying to get out of this jam. Ball one. Taylor a single and RBI in the first. Struck out swinging in the third. The junior transfer from Troy. It's high, 2-0. Got speed on the base pass with Shannon and Logaleo. This one got away from Wilkinson a little bit.
Yeah, it sure did. Some of these, we've seen a couple of pitches since she's come in get away from her high. Again, Friedman is doing a great job behind the dish, protecting that backstop, and she's doing a good job back there.
And Friedman is working hard. Count goes to 3-0 for Taylor.
And again, it's really important for Clemson to keep in mind there's still a lot of ball game left. We still have a lot of ball game left. Last night proved that both of these teams will fight. They have to stay aggressive, but they have to be smart. It's a 3-0 count right now. She doesn't want to swing at anything that is not right there.
That one's high as well, so a second straight walk will load the bases for the catcher, JoJo Hyatt. Fourth walk on the day for Virginia. Actually, the fifth walk. It's a third walk this inning. Fifth walk, sixth walk on the. Good grief. I'll catch myself up here at some point. That is 6 walks now on the day for Virginia. 3 this inning.
That's all right.
Hyatt struck out in the first. And a fly ball to right field in the third. Base is full of Tigers. Ball one. So you try to make Wilkinson throw a strike here since she's having a little bit of trouble finding the zone, or are you sitting on one and when she tries to throw that one in there to get back in the groove, you're waiting?
Well, it really depends on the hitter, you know, in Coach Whitman's philosophy. But we saw last night, and especially in a couple of games this season, where it is a very huge benefit to take until you get a strike. Obviously, this one's low. The pitch before it was high, now it's low. So she's really, I mean, it would be different if they were all high, but we're seeing that she's struggling with the high and low quadrant. So if I were Coach Whitman, I would say to be patient, make her pitch a strike. Make her prove that she can attack the hitters. We have the bases loaded right now. It's going to be very important for Hyatt to be very patient, but also be aggressive if she puts it anywhere near the plate.
That's a great look right there with Shannon on third, Logaleo on second, Taylor on first, so tons of speed on the base paths. JoJo Hyatt, 2-0. Hitters count. Wilkinson grooves one in there. Hyatt hits one to right field, and that will be grabbed by Avila to end the inning. The Tigers add 3 more runs to extend their lead. Clemson on top of Virginia, 8-4. We're headed to the top of the 5th. Tigers doubling up the Cavs, 8-4 as we head to the top of the 5th inning, and it's a big day here in Clemson. Of course, you've got the softball game that you're watching right now going on. We've got 2 control rooms going. There's also a men's basketball game. Florida State, the number 6 team in the country, playing right around the corner here at Little John Coliseum on top of the Clemson Tigers, 25-19 right now. What's up, everybody? Good to see you. You're doing a fantastic job today. Thank you so much. Lots of work there. There is Little John Coliseum, you can see. Wind is not affecting that basketball game like it's been affecting the softball game so far today. But beautiful campus here at Clemson. If you've never been here, you need to come and check it out. Strike one from K-Mall as Virginia is back to the top of the order. Tori Gilbert, the number 2 batter, stepping in. Gilbert with a fly ball to pretty deep center field earlier. Also struck out in the first.
Logan is thanking her offense right now. She has a 4-run cushion. Really attacked the zone. First pitch, she attacked the zone. She tried to go screw inside and then she attacks the zone again. So great job by Logan. Great job by her offense. Give her a little bit of cushion here.
Tiger offense gave her a 4-run lead earlier that she could not hold on to, so hoping to change the tide here. Off-speed pitch, a little high, 2-2. Corey Gilbert trying to get on base here and get a rally started for the Cavaliers. Good piece of hitting there to get a bat on that ball outside. Count remains 2-2. Sometimes your best swing as a batter is one like that, right? I mean, you've committed to it.
Yep.
Pitch isn't anywhere near the strike zone. You can't get it in play. You just want to stay alive, and she did the perfect job of doing it there. Let's see if it pays off. Next one inside, 3-2. Full count now. That one up and in. Not a bad place, just a little bit too far inside. Tough to lay off of also when you just reached outside of the strike zone to get one when you see one coming inside. Tough to lay off. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3, a big strikeout for Logan Kamall.
You know, that was a great at-bat for Kamall. She really extended the zone here. You can see she pitches it, and it's right there on the corner, just right at the belt. Great location, especially as the pitch before she came up and in. She really changed eye levels at that at-bat, and also out, and she went east and west, north to south. That's a great job by Kamall.
First pitch to Katie Goldberg is a strike. That's the second strikeout of the day for Kamall. Goldberg, and they pop out to the shortstop, and then a long home run back in the third inning. Part of a back-to-back effort with Donna Friedman as they hit back-to-back homers to tie this ball game up back in the third at 4. Tigers have run that lead back up to 8-4 since then. One to Goldberg, also high, 2-1. Katie Goldberg was 0 for 3 last night. Had a good job playing short today. She's made some nice defensive plays.
Yes, she has.
Next pitch also high, 3-1. Kamall's not missing by much.
Yeah, looks like Logan Kamall is a little frustrated. You know, you'll see she's asking JoJo back there, what is it? Is it too high? Is it too low? A lot of times, you know, umpires, they have their zone, and catchers develop a great relationship with umpires throughout the game. So Logan was probably just asking JoJo for some information so she can make a quick adjustment.
Foul out to MK Bonamy over at first base. Misjudged it just a little. I don't know if that wind blew it back here at the very end, but she did a good job of reaching back and grabbing that one.
Yeah, she did. The wind is blowing. It's a little tricky today. Most of the time it's blowing towards left field, but sometimes when I look up, the flags are blowing straight back. So what's really important as a defender, when definitely the wind is a little bit of a factor, it keeps shifting a little bit, is to keep your feet moving up under the ball. So we've seen pretty much throughout the game that it's going towards left field, but there's been a couple times where it shifted. So MK did a really good job. She kept her feet moving. She made an adjustment and secured the out.
It's fouled down the third baseline, and another great play by Taylor for out number 3 of the inning. So good work from Logan Kamall. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Tigers up 8-4. Welcome back in. Tigers on top 8-4 in the bottom of the 5th. And let me tell you something. Clemson Tigers are doing something special here in this inaugural season of their softball program. 4th in the NCAA in home attendance. They had a sellout again last night. It looks like a sellout here today. Most of this crowd still here. Just an unbelievable job, Sable. Tigers coming out of the box exactly the way you like to see it. Yeah,
Tigers are doing a great job today coming out and keeping the pressure on UVA. But the one thing about UVA is that they can do the same. And Coach Harden has done a great job with with this ball club, really revitalizing it, adding character, really setting a culture. And one of the things that she did do was she added a great assistant coach in Shaylin Braxton. Shaylin is an alum from Marshall softball. She's coming from Bethune-Cookman, was a very successful and effective assistant coach there. So a great addition to her coaching staff. She's a coach who loves her players. She's a player's coach, and she really cares about them. So I was really happy to see that coaching move there, and I'm happy for Shay and Coach Harding on this ball club.
Cami Pereira comes out slapping one to the shortstop, Goldberg, who fires to first and just gets her. It's ruining the perfect night for Pereira, who was 3 for 3 before that. That was a very close play at first base and a really good play by Goldberg at short.
Great job, great play at short. With slappers, it's really, really important to get to the ball quick, get rid of the ball quick, and make a great throw so that the first baseman can handle it. She did a great job with that very close play. We did a great job, placing it where she should, but Goldberg did a great job with that ball.
And Ashley Jennings with a nice little stretch. If she wouldn't have gone into that little extra part of the stretch, Pereira might have beaten it out. So out number 1, and a good start for Wilkinson here in the bottom of the 5th. Grace Matamore, 1 for 2 on the ball game, had a double and came around and scored last inning. Drew a walk earlier in the ball game and hit one back to the pitcher in the first inning. Didn't miss by much. Runs the count to 3-0. Tigers looking to add to this lead. On top of Virginia, 8-4. Clemson won game 1 of the series last night in dramatic fashion with a walk-off home run to win 8-7. Trying to take game 2 of the series and the series as a whole today. 4 straight pitches, 4 misses. Runners on base for Valerie Cagle. That is walk number 7 for Virginia. It's a coach's worst nightmare right there. You don't like to see that.
Yeah, that's tough. And it makes it tough on the defense, too. You think about the outfielders right now. You think about infielders. When you're pumping strikes and when you're forcing ground balls, you're forcing balls in plays, it keeps your defense up. It keeps the rhythm going, the heartbeat. When your pitcher isn't throwing strikes and when there's a lot of downtime in between plays, it really makes it a little bit difficult to stay in the game. Very possible and necessary, but it makes it difficult. So the defense really has to stay zoned in for their pitcher right now.
Cagle had a 2-run double last time up. Takes the strike there, 1-1. Also drew a walk in the first inning and came around and scored. Grace Matamore on first base.
Something really interesting about Cagle is she's always locked in. Whether she's in the circle, she's in the batter's box, she's out in center field, she's locked in for her teammates. She's tough. I've witnessed her take a couple of hits out there in center, and she's really shook it off and really been locked in for her teammates. So she's tough, and she's also athletic. She's dangerous. Really great addition to the Clemson Tigers lineup, and has been a very vital piece of their success this season.
Cagle 5 of 7 in this series. She's having herself a weekend right now. Takes ball 2 outside. And not just at the plate. She did go 5 innings last night. Gave up 7 runs, but 4 of them were unearned. So 5 innings and only 3 runs to go with her big performance this weekend at the plate. Hits one up the middle there. There's another hit for Valerie Cagle, and runners will be at first and second. That's her second hit of the ball game.
She's hot.
Sure is.
She is hot. This is a low inside pitch here. Cagle, she stays through the zone, line drive right through the infield, advances the runners. Great job.
She's a nice, tidy 6 of 8 in these 2 ball games so far. They're having trouble getting her out.
That's casual, right?
Yes. I'll go get 2 or 3 hits today. I'll figure it out as I go. Cagle at first, Matamore at second. Marissa Gombarda steps to the plate. She leads the ACC in home runs with 8. Swung on and missed, strike 1.
Great by Gombarda there. She was swinging for the fences. One thing to notice about Gombarda is where she stands in the batter's box. You'll notice the back of her foot is right on the line. She has an open stance. Her left foot is on the back of that line. She'll load up. Her knee will come up and it'll go forward, but she stands right on the back line. And last night, the umpire called time at one point, and I'm assuming he had a conversation with her to make sure she was careful of not being out of the batter's box, but she's obviously comfortable there. She's got a great rhythm, and that's what makes her a great hitter.
Drew 3 walks last night. Drew a walk last time up as well, last inning. 1-1 pitch. Off-speed pitch, perfectly placed. Might be the best pitch we've seen so far from Wilkinson.
Yeah, she needed that pitch here. It's a great location. Drops right down, right low, outside of the plate. Great pitch.
Two on, one out for Gombardo. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So a big out from Riley Wilkinson, the second out of the inning. Second strikeout on the game for Gombardo.
She went back to that lower quadrant, and that ball dropped right in the hitter's zone. Gombardo couldn't handle it, and she swung right over that ball. A great pitch, Wilkinson.
And a good one, steps to the plate. She's had a big game so far as well. Fouls the first pitch off. Matamore down at second. Hagel at first. Goodwin 1 for 2. Reached on the fielder's choice, scored 2 runs. Had a double back in the third. Drew a walk in the first inning. Missed the game yesterday, still recovering from being hit by a pitch in the leg against Georgia earlier in the week, so good to have her back if you're a Tiger fan. That ball high, 1-1.
Absolutely. Goodwin has been a great piece of the lineup, but also defensively at shortstop. Last night, she was out due to an injury, and Clemson did a great job of adjusting. It was really hard to adjust to that, and Oda did as best as she could, and she came and she stayed locked in, and it's good that Clemson has Goodwin back today. Shortstop is a very important position in softball. It's a very important position because you are the heartbeat. You're basically, I like to call it the quarterback of the infield, right? You're seeing the field, you're communicating with the outfielders, you're communicating with your pitcher, you make sure you have the first and third plays. So it's really, really good that Goodwin's back for the Tigers.
1-2 pitch in the dirt. Another great stop by Friedman. Keeps the runners where they are, 2-2. Tell you what, the hardest working person in the park in this ball game has been Donna Friedman behind the plate for Virginia. She's had her work cut out for her tonight. 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 the count. Fouled away. We talked about this earlier. Goodwin hung out to dry there. She had committed to swing, so at that point you're just trying to get a piece of it so you can have another chance.
Yes, and really skilled hitters. Everyone, the game is a game of failure. If you go 3 for 10, you have a 300 batting average, you're going to get fooled, but what matters the most is what you do when you do get fooled. And she did a good job. She felt her body get away from her hands. She kept her hands inside and fouled it off. She's a really good and patient hitter.
Goodwin down the third base line, just foul. Another good at-bat. Hannah Goodwin has worked the count in a number of these at-bats where she's ended up reaching base. She got the double back in the third inning, ended up having the fielder's choice in RBI last inning, but it was a long pitch count there as well, and did not miss that line by much. We'll see what Wilkinson goes to here. See if she'll work her back on the outside of the plate now. Pitch to Goodwin, hit up the middle, diving stop, gets the out at second base. Are you kidding me? Katie Goldberg with the defensive play of the game. We'll take a look at that one again when we get back. Clemson on top of Virginia, 8-4. We are headed to inning number 6. Hey, we'll look at it again one more time here. What a fantastic point. On top of Virginia, you will not see a better defensive play this weekend than the one you just saw by Katie Goldberg at shortstop. Diving stop. Has the presence of mind to get that ball over to second base, to get the third out of the inning. Say, well, you gotta be kidding me. I could watch this thing the rest of the day.
Me too. This is such a great play. She extends through. She gets it over to Richie, who is there on time. That was a huge play. If that ball would have went through, this ball game would be completely different. Clutch play by Goldberg. Wow, I have goosebumps up here. That's awesome. That's what we like to see.
Yeah, tremendous job. Katie Goldberg had a homer earlier in the game, and then just about the best defensive play we've seen all weekend probably is keep the Cavaliers down just 4. Give them a chance. Kate Covington stepping in for the Cavs. Gets one to center field. Valerie Cagle steps under it for out number 1. Cagle's seen a lot of action out in center field today.
Yes, she has. She's done a good job. That's a very simple out. She does a good job of securing the simple outs, and then even balls over her head. She does a great job drop stepping, getting behind the ball, and securing the catch. Great job out there.
Arizona Ritchie, single back in the second inning, came around to score a run. Hit a line shot to right field as well. Takes strike 1. Tigers trying to win the first ever series in the history of their program. Won game 1 last night. Trying to take game 2 today. Game 3 will be tomorrow at noon. Ball hit hard to left field. Another great defensive play by Matamore. What is going on right now?
Great job. This is what we love to see. This is what the game is about. Offense scores runs, defense wins championships. You can tell these two teams are taking their defense very seriously. Matamore is the great snag. She makes up for earlier. Earlier she took 2 steps in, but this one she takes a great angle, catches it right above her head, and secures the out for Logan Kamall, who really should give her a hug when she gets into the dugout. That was a great play.
Matamore kind of misplayed one earlier in the game that barely got over her head in left field. More than made up for it there.
Absolutely.
Fantastic defensive play.
Absolutely.
Ashley Jennings now up for Virginia. Jennings fouled out, fly out so far in the game. That fly out was to center field back in the 4th. Virginia running out of time, down 4 runs here with 2 outs in the 6th. That ball's hit high to left field. Matamore again, off of her glove. And Jennings will end up at second base. That ball kept carrying and carrying. I didn't think it was going to go quite that far. Matamore had some trouble with it there at the very end.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. I don't think she knew that it was going to carry like that either. She went back confidently at first, and then let's see what happens here. Yeah, she's going back, and it looks like there could be a lot of things. Either the wind caught her up or the sun is in her eyes. But the most important thing with outfield is that you don't want to do something called drifting. Drifting in the outfield is when you don't run full speed towards where the ball is going to land. You want to take that aggressive drop step back. Really, if you have time, get behind the ball so you're right there so you can square the ball up. Sometimes you're not able to, but what you don't want to do is drift back. And there could have been a lot of things going on. If the sun is in her eyes, it could have been difficult to see, but also, again, the spin on the ball, there's a lot of things that attribute to that. So she had a great catch the at-bat before that, but hopefully the defense can overcome.
Michaela Fox, one of the big hits of the game for Virginia. Making double back in the second inning with 2 RBIs. Virginia has 4 runs, but they only have 4 hits in the game, and her 2-run double was one of the big ones. Runner on second, 2 outs. Fox hits one to center. Cagle doesn't have to move an inch for out number 3. So Logan Kamall with a really nice top of the 6th. Clemson continues to lead this ball game by a score of 8-4. Tigers on top, going to the bottom of the 6th inning, 8-4. Seeing a little bit of everything in the crowd. It's warmed up a little bit. I see some earmuffs back there in the back row still. It was a little chilly when this ball game started, but it's been a really nice day for softball.
Yes, it has. The fans are so locked in. There's always a lot of sporting events going on campus here at Clemson, but since day one, they've been dedicated to this ball club. If you're walking around campus here, you're walking around in the community, football is obviously a pretty established sport here, I'd say, in basketball, and there's a lot of things going on, but people are asking about the softball program. They're paying attention. They want to learn more about it. They want to learn who's good in the conference. They want to learn the tendencies of the team, and it's just been a really, really good, energizing crowd and fan base here at Clemson this year.
Logaleo steps in for the Tigers, 1 for 2. RBI single back in that 4-run first inning that really set the tone for the Tigers. Virginia fought all the way back to tie the ball game up at 4, and Clemson has run that lead out again to the current 8-4. Riley Wilkinson came in relief of Miley Grube, and she's had a little bit of trouble with control, but she's actually pitched pretty well, hasn't given up a lot of runs, and is keeping Virginia within striking distance.
Yeah, she has struggled a little bit to find the zone, but she's doing enough to keep her team in it right now. She's got to pump the zone here. We see that pitch was low in the dirt, and she's got to just keep her defense going, keep her defense in the game, force ground balls, force balls high up in the air. You don't want to force any line drives here. Trust your defense. Let them work. Obviously, Goldberg has her back this game, and a lot of her infield, so she's got to trust her D, trust her stuff, and just really pump the zone here.
Emma Whitfield came in, I guess, in a similar situation for the Tigers last night. They, I believe, were down 7-4 at the time. Her job was to just come in and calm everything down and give Clemson the opportunity to come back and win that game, and that's exactly what they did. So Wilkinson doing similar work so far today for Virginia. Again, we talked about her control issues. Those continue a little bit, and Logaleo draws the walk to start the inning. That is the 8th walk of the game for Virginia pitching. Bonamy 2 for 3 on the day. Single and 2 RBIs in the first. Had a single and an RBI in the third. That one high, ball 1. Now that it's late in the game and you're looking to try and add to the lead, are you more aggressive even though she's having some control problems? Are you looking for pitches to hit, or are you just perfectly comfortable getting base runners and adding it up?
Yeah, you keep doing what's working. If we look at the scoreboard, Clemson has kept their foot on the pedal this entire game. You don't change up too much. MK Bonamy has hit a couple up the middle and done just enough to get runners across. So you don't want to change anything. You don't want to try too much. Here she gets I think she gets away with an out here. She gets another chance to push runners across and through. So we'll see what she does here.
Jennings had a little trouble with that. I don't know if it was the sun or not, and I'm not criticizing Friedman, but Friedman was kind of in front of her, and they couldn't, maybe not the best communication there. So second chance now for Bonham. Bonham pops it right back to the pitcher. Nice play by Wilkinson, out number 1. Exactly what Wilkinson was looking for. 1 out and 1 on now for the Tigers. Again, with this sun and the weird wind and that thing's knuckling off that bat, that's not an easy catch right there. She makes it look easy.
It's not, and balls like that, especially right off the handle, can have some funky spin in addition to sun and different elements that have played a factor this game can make it tough, but it was a good job of securing the out in a very important time.
Bailey Taylor takes strike 1. She had a single and an RBI in the first. Drew a walk back in the 4th inning. Good pitch right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Right on the corner, right there. Very important for her, like I said, to pump the zone, get strikes, trust her defense.
Almost an identical pitch, just a little bit outside. Count even, 1-1. Wilkinson, the senior. Spent 4 years at Princeton. Transferred in here for her final year. It's hit the center field, and it's going to drop in there for a single, so Bailey Taylor gets her second hit of the ball game. The Tigers have 2 runners on base.
Yeah, and that's tough. That's a little frustrating if you're the defense. It lands right in no man's land, as we call it, right in between center and shortstop, center fielder couldn't. It was too far away from her to dive. She made a good decision not to dive in that situation and let it just bounce right in front of her to keep runners, on first and second.
JoJo Hyatt 0 for 3. The fly out and line out, both to the right fielder. There's 2 runners on here. Strike 1.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Wilkinson is a veteran. She spent a long time at Princeton. She's been in this situation before plenty of times. I'm sure she's recalling times and making sure that she can recall them for her confidence. As you see, she's getting ahead of these hitters, and she's got to really focus on that right now. She's a veteran. I'm sure they're sticking with her, and they brought her in for that reason. This is a young pitching staff, and they have some great talent. Obviously, Grube, she struggled a little bit towards the end, but she came out strong with her off speed, and really towards the middle of her time out there, she got her fast stuff going. So they went with the veteran arm, so it's going to be really important that she shows that right now.
1-1 pitch. Takes straight 2. Hyatt battery mates with Logan K. Mall in high school as well, down at Buford High School, just outside of Atlanta. Good pitch there to move the count to 1-2.
Yeah, Wilkinson's found her sweet spot right on the corner, right on that outside corner. That's her go-to. She's confident there right now, and I'm sure we're going to see her stick to that with these hitters.
2. Ball is hit right at the second baseman, Ritchie. She makes the grab for out number 2. So 2 outs, 2 runners on base. We'll go back to the top of the order. Cami Pereira. It's been a tough out all game. She's 3 for 4. Pereira, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. Also has a double. This first pitch outside. 1-0. One of her singles was a bunt single, if you recall. And the one out she made in the 4th inning almost beat out a really good defensive play by Goldberg over at short.
Yeah, Pereira's seeing the ball really well right now. And her first at bat, she attempted a bunt. She left it a little bit behind her. The ball went behind the plate towards Friedman, and her second at bat, her at bats after that, she laid down a beautiful bunt, the perfect bunt. By the time the defense picked it up, she was already on first. So we'll see what she shows here.
Logaleo on second, Taylor on first. Pereira takes it high, 2-1. All kinds of speed on the base paths. There's Logaleo on second. Taylor on first. Fouled away. Count evens at 2-2. And we talked to Coach Rittman before the game, and I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that he said that M.K. Bonamy was one of the team leaders. Cami Pereira is the other player whose name came up immediately from Coach Rittman as well. A leader in the clubhouse also.
Yeah, she's been a leader. She's a transfer from Furman University. She's first team All-SoCon. So, she's got the performance leadership, but also, when your team can rally behind you, that just adds another layer to leadership. So
a line out to Goldberg at short ends the inning. Last chance for Virginia, 8-4. Top of the 7th inning and the last chance for the Virginia Cavaliers. Clemson on top of this one, 8-4. And Logan K. Mall has had herself a pretty good day on the mound. She's got 6 innings under her belt. Has just given up 4 hits. Now 2 of those were solo homers, but since she did that back in the 3rd inning, she's really settled down, looking for her 6th win of the season. She is 5-1 right now, and also looking for her 4th complete game.
Absolutely, she's doing a great job. Great chance for her to complete the game here. If I were Coach Rittman and her teammates, I'd be really proud of her in her performance. The offense has been a great attribute to that, giving her a lead to work with, and she's done a great job.
First pitch hit to center field. Cagle makes a nice play to cut it off. Will hold them to a single. So Virginia starting things off the way they'd like to. Their final at bat. They need base runners to see if they can get back into this. That was Rachel Keshen who stepped in as a pinch hitter. First pitch she sees, she line drives one into center field.
Well, that's a statement. I'm sure UVA is happy with that. She steps in as a pinch hitter, and the first pitch is a single to left center. Does a great job by Keshen there.
So pinch runner change here for Virginia as well. So all kinds of changes. Coach Rittman's going to come out and talk to Logan, and Logan will be giving up the baseball here. So a great day for Logan K-Mall. Gave up just 4 runs and 5 hits on the day, and leaves the game with an 8-4 lead. Let's take a break. We'll sort out this pitching change when we get back. Clemson on top, 8-4. New pitcher for the Tigers, Emma Whitfield. She did a fantastic job coming in relief last night, where she went 2 scoreless innings and had 3 strikeouts, looking to pick up where she left off. And you could see her confidence growing in her outing last night. Again, coming into the ball game when Clemson was behind and trying to keep Clemson close enough to come back and win that ball game, and she did it. So kind of a reverse of what she had last night. But Whitfield looking to close things down for the Tigers.
Absolutely. Before the game, we were able to talk to Coach Rittman, and he was just saying that was a great opportunity for her to gain her confidence and her trust in herself. She had a little bit of a rough January, and her confidence dropped a little bit. But again, there's a lot of season left. We are in our first conference series, and they're going to be relying on her a lot this season in certain situations such as this one. So last night she came out and did a great job, and it's really good that Coach Rittman is giving her the ball again today.
Looks like we've got a defensive change going on down now as well. So Rittman moving some chess pieces around.
Yeah, I would assume Hagel's going to go.
Who played shortstop for the Tigers yesterday, now showing her versatility and taking over in center.
Yes, we can probably assume Valerie Cagel's going to go warm up in the bullpen here just in case, get her arm loose, just in case she has to come in here. But great opportunity and great versatility that Coach Rittman has the ability to do that, got some depth in center field, so that's good.
Ground ball to short, only play will be at first. Got to hurry. Out at first base on a bang play. Good play by Hannah Goodwin.
This is a great play by Hannah Goodwin. We will see. She comes up on this ball. She stays poised. She stays under control. She keeps her arm in the slot there, and MK is able to secure it right there just in time for the out. Very important out there. Great job.
It was. Literally beat her by a quarter of a step probably.
Yes.
Got a meeting on the mound, or in the circle, excuse me. Meeting in the outfield, all kinds of things going on as the Tigers trying to get 2 more outs and nail down this victory, leading 8-4. Tori Gilbert is due up for the Cavs. She struck out twice and hit a fly ball to center field in her 3 at-bats. Field puts one right in there. Taylor scoops it at third, throws over to first for out number 2. A fantastic play by Bailey Taylor. Can we just store that up and I'll just say it once or twice every inning? She's had a great day defensively.
Right. Bailey Taylor does a good job of keeping this ball in front, taking her time. She knows once she goes down to her knees, she's going to have to make a quick throw, but she also has time because of how hard that ball was hit. I'm sure that we saw that Clemson huddled up there. We had a huddle in outfield, a huddle in infield, and I saw MK go out to the outfield and talk to her outfielders, and they were probably just reminding each other, just get the outs. We have a 4-run lead here. We need to keep the ball in front. Don't try to do too much. Just get the outs, and Bailey Taylor did just that.
Nice off-speed pitch from Whitfield to even the count 1-1. Katie Goldberg with the homer in her appearances today. Look at that. Just freezes her for the first strike.
Great pitch. Great change up there.
Last chance for Virginia. Goldberg takes strike 2, so they are down to their final strike as the Clemson Tigers are trying to win the second game of this series. Right on the outside part of the plate. Emma Whitfield got the win in the 8-7 victory last night, trying to close it out here. Ball is popped up and will be out of play.
Emma Whitfield is doing a great job. She knows just pump the ball in the zone. Bailey Taylor's making great plays over at third. Hannah Goodwin's making plays at shortstop. Her defense is working for her. They have all game. She's doing a great job of attacking these hitters, going right at them to secure outs.
Pitch high, 2-2. Katie Goldberg trying to keep things going for the Virginia Cavaliers, down 8-4. Rachel Keshen had a single to lead off the inning. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Whitfield. A little bit low. Full count.
Yeah, not a bad spot. It's low. That was low out of the zone. Not a bad spot. That was a great pitch for that count. You'll see that she keeps it low. I would have thought twice about swinging at that with 2 strikes, but the hitter did a great job. Goldberg did a great job there. Good eye.
Puts one into play. Diving catch in left field by Matamore, and that will end it and caps off an unbelievable defensive day for both teams. Wow. Clemson wins this one 8-4. Logan Kamall gets the win. Emma Whitfield shuts it down. And 4 or 5 fantastic defensive plays in this one. What a diving catch by Grace Matamore to end this one.
That was a great job. What a way to cap off the game. We saw great defensive plays all day today, and yesterday we saw it with the bats, and today we see it with defense. What a win for the Clemson Tigers.
Absolutely. Tigers take game 1 yesterday, 8-7. They take game 2 today, 8-4. The first series in ACC history for this Clemson softball program, and the Tigers take game 1 and game 2 as well. So they'll be winners in the series with game 3 coming up tomorrow. So for Sable Lee, I'm Mark Childress. A fantastic afternoon in Clemson, South Carolina. Your final score, Clemson Tigers 8, Virginia Cavaliers 4. We'll see you tomorrow.